Alright, so first things first with bleeding your brakes, you're gonna need some type of hose or line to hook up to the bleeder. AutoZone for 10 bucks. You're gonna need a container to catch your old brake fluid, and of course you're gonna need new brake fluid. And besides these basics right here, you're just gonna need some wrenches and maybe a Phillips head to open your brake fluid reservoir. So my brake bleeder nipple is right here for my rear caliper. Pop this rubber piece open, and you're just gonna find the right size hose that fits the nipple, which it looks like it's the biggest one here. This is the size right here that fits for my bike. It'll probably be the same for many others. You're gonna drop that hose right in there. Next, go ahead and find the wrench that fits your bleeder valve. For me, it's gonna be a 5/16. And then we can come on up to our rear brake reservoir. Should look something like this. Unfortunately, I had to just zip tie this up to the subframe because when I put my sub cage on, there was no proper way to mount it up. Routing it through here will hold it much nicer in position. We're ready to bleed our brakes now. We got the reservoir open, we got our wrench and our tube going down into our container here to catch all the old fluid. We got the rear brake pedal right here. You can pump it up a few times. Careful not to pump your brake too hard or your fluid will jump out of the reservoir. Engage your brake, open the bleeder, close the bleeder, and off the brake. Engage, open, close, unengage. And you'll probably do this step a million times before you're done. Just try to keep going until you see clear fluid coming out and it's not as yellow as it looks as first. Close it back up. You can see the fluid starting to come out right here. You see some of my old fluid in the bottom of this water bottle. Nice and yellow. That's what old fluid should look like. Also, this reservoir, you can see the level dropping. I'd say it's about time I can open this up and start adding it to the reservoir. Oh my God. I have actually never seen brake fluid look so dirty. This is a well-deserved brake flush right here. Once you get all your old fluid out, you're gonna wanna come back up to your reservoir, top it off. Max fill line looks like mine is right up here. And then cap this reservoir off immediately.
I say immediately because you don't want your brake fluid to be oxidizing. This is what causes it to become corrosive, and also you don't want to be spilling this stuff on your bike just because you left your reservoir open.
Mount this back up and then move on to the front. And if you're going to be zip tying your reservoir, it's probably a good idea just to replace the zip tie every time you do a flush, because these zip ties, they get weathered and they corrode and they'll just snap off at any moment. So go ahead and replace that. All right, now moving up to the front, you're gonna locate the bleeder, and for some reason mine is uncovered right here. Go ahead and hook up your hose, and it should be the same size wrench. Now that we got all that hooked up, let's come up to the reservoir. It's gonna be right up here, just as it is on most bikes. You got two Phillips head up top. Ooh, wow. I can just see the old brake fluid in there. It is absolutely filthy. Oh my God. I didn't think it was this bad. Looks like a dark gray. And have that towel on standby because I know this front reservoir likes to splash up when I pump it. Oh yeah, just look at that. That's nothing. You see it bubbling. I'm surprised the rear didn't do the same. Gauge. Open. Close. Release the brake. Make sure you keep an eye on your reservoir. Don't let that fluid get too low or it's gonna suck air into the system. Don't be afraid to buy 2 bottles of this stuff. You can always flush out new fluid just to make sure that you fully got that system flushed out. Just look at how much better that fluid is looking. I'm probably just gonna use the rest of this bottle to flush out the system. Even if it means flushing some new fluid, it's gonna go bad anyways before I need another flush, so might as well. For any of y'all who have adjustable levers, make sure it's on the farthest setting out. So right now I'm at 1. If I go to 6, whoops, it puts my lever much farther out, gives me a much wider range of motion, and allows me to push a lot more fluid out with each squeeze. So that's the whole bottle there. Probably used about 1/4 of it on the rear brake and 75% of it on this front brake, just to make sure this whole front system is really flushed out. I'm gonna continue flushing this out until the reservoir looks like it's at a good level to put the cap back on, and then we'll be done with the brake flush overall. And wow, I'm truly just astonished. My brake fluid has never, ever looked this bad.